In this video, we're going to simulate a deadlock in PostgreSQL using Python, and then we'll learn how to fix it. Before we jump in, let's briefly explain what a deadlock is. A deadlock happens when two transactions block each other. Each transaction is holding a lock that the other one needs, and because neither of them can continue, PostgreSQL steps in and cancels one of them automatically. Now let's start from the database side. We first create a very simple table called accounts. This table represents something realistic, like bank accounts. Each row has an ID and a balance. Then we insert two rows, one account with ID 1 and one account with ID 2. Both start with the same balance. When we select from this table, we can clearly see our two test rows. This simple structure is perfect for demonstrating locks and deadlocks. Next step, connecting to PostgreSQL from Python. To do that, we need a PostgreSQL driver for Python. We use psycopg2 for this. I already installed the required module earlier, so I'm not installing it again now. Now let's look at the Python side. We import three things: the PostgreSQL driver, threading, and timer. Threading is important here because we want to run two transactions at the same time, just like in a real system with multiple users. We also define our database connection settings: database name, user, password, host, and port. Now comes the interesting part. The transactions. We define two separate functions, each representing a different transaction. The first transaction connects to the database, disables auto-commit, and starts working manually inside a transaction. It locks account with ID 1 first. Then it waits for a couple of seconds. After that, it tries to lock account with ID 2. The second transaction does almost the same thing, but in reverse order. It locks account with ID 2 first, waits a bit, and then tries to lock account with ID 1. This difference in lock order is the key point. After defining both transactions, we start them using threads so they run at the same time. Now let's pause for a moment and think about what's happening. Transaction 1 locks account 1, then waits for account 2. Transaction 2 locks account 2, then waits for account 1. Each transaction is holding a lock that the other one needs. Neither of them can move forward. This is the classic deadlock scenario. Now let's run the code and see what happens. When we execute it, PostgreSQL detects the deadlock. One of the transactions is automatically canceled, and Python raises a deadlock error. So the deadlock is real, and it's happening exactly as expected. Now the important question, is this deadlock recorded in the database logs? Yes, absolutely. PostgreSQL always logs deadlocks. If PostgreSQL is running on Windows, you can find the log files inside the PostgreSQL data directory under the log folder. When we open the log file, we can see normal log entries like checkpoints. And then right after running our script, we see something very interesting. There is a clear deadlock detected error. This is extremely useful for debugging real production issues because it allows you to trace exactly which queries caused the deadlock. Now that we've seen the problem, let's fix it. The deadlock happens because the two transactions lock rows in different orders. The first transaction locks ID 1 first, then ID 2. The second transaction locks ID 2 first, then ID 1. If we change the second transaction so that it follows the same order as the first one, meaning it also locks ID 1 first and then ID 2, the deadlock will no longer occur. Both transactions will still wait if needed, but they will never block each other in a circular way. So we make that small change, run the code again, and test it. This time everything works smoothly. No deadlock error appears. And when we check the PostgreSQL log file again, there is no deadlock reported. And that's the key lesson here. If you enjoyed this walkthrough and want to learn more Python in a practical, hands-on way, make sure to check out the courses section on the channel. There are many free Python courses available, and if you'd like to support the channel, you can subscribe and join the channel as well. Let's keep learning together.